I think it's solid. It looks like it's working. It's just an extra tab that I have to have up now. I don't know why. That's so weird. Why did everything change? What the? Why? Why did we do that? YouTube. Why did we do that? Hold up. Okay, if I do that, is it going to freak anything out? Bro, what is happening right now? Open in web browser. Why? What is going on? Okay. I feel like it's solid. I feel like it's set up. I feel like I've gotten my life figured out at this point. I don't know why, but Streamlabs and YouTube just totally freaked out and totally threw a fit, and it just wasn't wanting to cooperate and communicate. Don't know why, but it seems like it's working now. Now it seems like it's working. Did it do the thing on here? It didn't do the thing on there. Jeez, that was a struggle. So, like, for some reason, YouTube and Streamlabs were just not communicating, and it was doing all this sorts of weird stuff. No idea why. It's worked out for the most part now. It should be worked out for the most part now. Can we do the thing with that? Can we do the thing? That's like way too high. Don't do that, microphone. Woo! There we go. Solid. All right, we're good. We're good now. We're good. It is Tuesday. Yeah, I totally forgot. I don't even remember what day of the week it is anymore. I start like just working all day, and then it gets to the point at night where I'm like, I don't even know what day it is, all this other stuff. But anyways, what's up? What's going on, guys? Hey, my friend, what's up? Kevin, what's up? Dorian, Butterfly, what's going on, guys? Yo, what up? How's my night? Not too bad, Tyler. Like I said, aside from the small technical difficulties that Streamlabs wanted to toss our way, we are solid now. Hopefully, we should be solid now. But I don't know, this is still like bugging out a little bit, so let's do that. And then let me open that back up, and then I think we're good. I think we're good now. I think we have solved the problems. We've totally solved the problems now, so everything's solid now. Vorforts, what's going on, dude? Christopher, Joe, Efren, what's up, you guys? It is Tuesday. It is actually Tuesday, but if you would have asked me that an hour ago, I would have either told you it was Sunday or Wednesday, because I honestly didn't even remember. New to your channel here. Well, what's going on, Jay Ronaldo? How is your Tuesday evening, my friend? Or Wednesday, or it could be Monday. I don't know. I don't know where you are. I don't know where you are in the world. I also don't know what day it is. Isn't it time to pay bills again? I don't know. Typically, I think that's at the end of the month. Christian, appreciate the dono. Swinging in early tonight. Damn, you guys are already killing it. I mean, you guys kill it absolutely every time, but super quick, man. Always feeling it. Always appreciate the donos, you guys. Apple. It is Apple Day. It could be Apple Day. Hey, friend. What's going on, Kevin? DNC, what is up? What is up? Your. I feel like that was in reference to the last one. What up? What's up? I always leave because the chat is delayed. Well, I'm sorry, Kevin. I cannot make our internet any faster. I do apologize. I'm working with what I got over here, my man. And I just want to say hi. Well, hello, Kevin. Kevin, hello. Kevin. How's the blob going? The blob's going good. So today I went through there, as you guys saw in the video upload this morning with all the fuel stuff. I ended up moving the fuel pressure regulator after wherever we had it in there. It was on the intake manifold. Wasn't a huge fan of the clearance problems that we'd potentially have later on. So I ended up making another bracket for it, moved the fuel pressure regulator up on top of the pitch stop. So now it just kind of sits like pretty center in the engine bay. It looks a lot better. The fuel gauge itself has a ton of clearance between the like intake manifold and where it sits. So we should be solid on that. Shouldn't have any problems now. So it's coming. I also got the external wastegate and the up pipe in today. I test fit the turbo. The turbo inlet should be here tomorrow. So I have to shoot... What day is today again? It's Tuesday? It's Tuesday. So if I shoot the video tomorrow, it goes live on Thursday. So you guys will see it on Thursday, but that's going to be getting the external wastegate set up, getting the up pipe in the car, getting the turbo fitted. I'm probably going to do just one singular video for the turbo inlet, since everyone seems to say it's just the worst thing in the world to actually have to like fit in there. So that one might be its own video, but for the most part, it's going good. We're making progress. I am waiting on the downpipe and the intercooler to still ship. I had to call the Rally Sport Direct today because I bought my coilovers and my brake rotors through them. They were supposed to ship last week. They told me they were going to ship last week, so I had to call them today just to see what was going on. Apparently, they just forgot to ship it. They just kind of like sat it in the corner of the warehouse. But they, I mean, they made up for it. They expedited shipping, so those should be here in like 2 days, and then we can get like suspension, brakes, wheels all back on the car also. So more progress. We have a lot of progress. In my friend's '08 Impreza hatch, I can change the gear in it. I can change the gear in it without pressing the clutch. Is that normal, or should he get that checked out? I mean, you can, in a manual transmission car, if you shift perfectly, you do not need the clutch, but you have to get like RPM right, speed right, like every like variable and factor right. If you're able to swap gears in a manual transmission car and like outside of doing it in the perfect realm of everything, the like space-time continuum is lined up perfectly and you can just shift without using the clutch, no, that's not normal. I would definitely see what's going on there and get that checked out a little bit. How bad is it to put blow-off valve on 2015 WRX? Which do you recommend, atmospheric, hybrid, or full recirculation? Full recirculation, you guys know my standing on why I always go with full recirc over like full atmospheric or even a hybrid. Just running, I mean, if you get a tune, you can compensate for it for the most part on the ECM side of it. But when you start venting a lot of that air to the atmospheres, just go watch the video. I've got like 4 videos dedicated to blow-off valves. I would definitely start like swinging through those ones. But just a quick answer on that one is going to be a bypass valve. Is very good in Nevada. I feel it, dude. I feel it. Got notification on time finally. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. And if you guys aren't in the Discord either, like the Discord, I've been like spending some time in the Discord. The Discord's like popping off. It's pretty chill. It's a pretty chill area too. A whole bunch of like super cool people. If you guys want to, the Discord link is in the community tab. If you guys have Discord, it's kind of like Facebook, but a lot more free reign on stuff. Did you ask your tuner about the 4-port boost controller solenoid on the GD? I sent him an email. Haven't gotten a response back on that one just because of the weekend, and plus they're closed on Monday, so I'm sure he has some other catching up on other tune stuff he's having to do. But I did email him. I just haven't gotten an answer back on that one. Tacos or Philly cheesesteak? Can I take the inside of the Philly cheesesteak, put it in a taco shell? Is that an option? Can I do that? But I mean, if it really came down to it, I guess it depends on the mood. If I want like Mexican food, obviously I'm going to go with the tacos. But I mean, I can never turn down like a good sandwich either. So I mean, a Philly cheesesteak, as long as it's not one of like the cheap frozen ones that I normally eat, all for it. All for it. Watch the clutch video. If I had access to a lift, would that be easier than pulling the engine? I'm still going to say no. I still firmly think that pulling the engine out of any Subaru to do the clutch is going to be a ton easier than dropping the transmission. If you're dropping the transmission, keep in mind you got to do axle nuts. Half shafts have to come out. You got to undo like all the stupid gear linkage on top of the transmission, and then you got to fanoodle that giant transmission out of the car, and that thing is heavy, especially in STIs. It's so heavy to try to move that thing around. I mean, if you have a lift, it definitely makes it a lot better. But I'm still going to say pull the motor. Just easier, in my opinion, to pull the motor and get the new clutch and flywheel on there. Always stay. It's a good combo until he gets to it. He doesn't skip anything unless there's an at in the beginning. That is true. I mean, even if there's an at in the beginning, I still... Well, no, I don't. I try not to skip any comments. For the most part, I try to go over every single comment. Do you ever wonder where all the air that... Do you ever wonder where all the air that goes through the radiator goes? It goes out the other side. You guys know how radiators work, right, Dorian? So, like, a radiator, it's got, like, these coolant channels that go all throughout the radiator, and the air just goes through it. Like, it just passes through into the engine bay. Just whoosh, whoosh, right through there. You're the man. I love your videos. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support. Thoughts on a Focus RS? I want a Focus RS. Focus RSs are very expensive. I love hatchbacks. First of all, I miss all of my old hatchbacks. The Focus RS, I mean, they're kind of like Subarus, I guess. You could say they have head gasket problems, or at least they did up until Ford did the recall. But I think they did the recall the same year they discontinued the Focus RS. I like them. I think they're fun, cool-looking little hatchbacks. They're gnarly sounding also for a little 4-cylinder. I'd love a Focus RS, like, at some point in my life. They'd be awesome cars. Fun, cool cars. Is the hard inlet, is it the hard inlet or does it not fit the FP black? It does not fit the FP black. So most turbo inlets out there, you are either going to get a 2.4-inch option or a 3-inch option. The FP black is a 3.3-inch. So 3-inch turbo inlets obviously don't fit. The 2.4s obviously don't fit. So I am using the 84 millimeter FP branded turbo inlet. Or the intercooler, the same thing. The air just passes right through it. Right through it. Is the Perrin AOS any good? I mean, it's okay. If I didn't have any other option but to run like a Perrin AOS or no AOS, I'd run the Perrin AOS. But we have options. You can buy any AOS you want. If you're looking to buy an AOS, if I was looking at buying another AOS, I would definitely consider buying Iag, Coupe, Killer Bee, Radium, or a catch can setup before I personally buy Perrin. I'm pretty over Perrin, to be honest. Like, Perrin used to have a lot of good parts back in the day, and they used to like really put in the time for like quality control, R&D, and all this other stuff. And now I feel like they're just all about fun color shrouds for every car that they make out there. Like, don't get me wrong, the shrouds look decent, but it's not like what they used to make. It's just, I don't know. I would much rather buy almost any other brand than buy the Perrin one. Plus, I'm not a huge fan of how the Perrin one assembles. The lines they use, the couplers, the clamps that they use, just not a huge fan of it. What are your thoughts on the version 3 IAG AOS? So, I have an install video coming out on that AOS probably next week or the end of this week. At some point in the next week. I started shooting that video. A couple things about the V3 AOS that I noticed comparing it to the V2. The only thing that's really revised are the coolant channels on there. Both of the coolant lines are now on the bottom of the AOS as opposed to having one on the top, one on the bottom. I'm not a huge fan of the clamps that they give you because you need like an interesting set of pliers to be able to like fully clamp the clamps. If not, you're just going to clamp like 3/4 of the clamp and then the other quarter of the clamp is still going to be holding onto the hose. I've said clamp a lot. Really saying clamp. Aside from that, they do provide some like heat shielding for the hoses now. But honestly, I mean, I like the V3. I don't think that buying the V3 over the V2, if you already have a V2 in the car, is something that you need to do like as soon as possible. But if you're looking to get an air oil separator, the V3, very awesome. I like it. You guys will see in the video here soon. Is it me or is finding a catless downpipe near impossible lately? Amazon is going to be your best friend for catless downpipes. Like Amazon is like the best place I can find like emissions deleted control devices for the most part. They sell a lot of them on there, especially with like catless exhausts. You'll find like Nvidia and a couple others on there, but most retailers and vendors are pulling down a lot of that stuff just because the EPA is starting to crack down on people a lot more. Some tuners won't even tune cars with catless downpipes anymore. It's different than how it used to be, but yes, finding catless downpipes is a little bit more difficult. And I have a question for you. Well, what is up? If I get a Pro Tune, can I run an intake and downpipe combo on a 2017 STI? Yes, but there's no point. You're not going to be getting any gains out of running the intake downpipe combo on your car. You're still going to be running out of fuel. That stock fuel pump, fuel injectors, fuel rails, all the stock fueling components just don't allow for adequate power to be made running an intake and a downpipe combo. There's no point in going to the extent of buying these parts and then going to get a Pro Tune. You're just not going to see the gains that you would normally get because they're going to have to bring the boost down a little bit just to compensate, so that way you're not running lean and running out of fuel. If you really want to do an intake downpipe combo, do it right. Get some injectors, get a fuel pump, and at minimum get the Coupe fuel stumble fix kit. Your tuner will appreciate it. You'll appreciate it because you can actually utilize that intake and downpipe combo now. You gonna get the VA back on the road? Miss that build, brother. I'm still waiting on the motor to come back from Alpha Motors. So, I believe there's 1 or 2 other EGs ahead of our EG. So as soon as we get our built EG back, by that time, hopefully the 05 STI is out of the garage. If not, it'll hang out on the engine stand for a little bit. But as soon as we get that motor back, we're going to start test fitting it into the engine bay. I want to get like fuel line made. I want to get a whole bunch of stuff done. So I'm not going to put the clutch and the flywheel on the EG as soon as I get it back. We're going to mount it up to the transmission, start doing a lot of the fabrication stuff. We're going to have to take it over to the fabricators via trailer or tow truck, something, just so that way they can do all the fabrication. I need to get the turbo ordered before we do that, actually. But yeah, as soon as we get the motor back for the 17 STI, we're gonna start working on getting that engine swap like on the road and like good to go again. Because I do miss driving the 17 STI right now. It is just a shell with a transmission. There's no motor. There's no interior. Half the exterior's off of it. But yeah, I do miss that car also. So hopefully we get the motor back shortly after the blob eye is done, so that way we can just transition into the next build. What do I think are the best brake calipers and brake pads? That totally depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at like the OEM side of things, best bang for the budget for like Subaru stuff at least is like Subaru's 2-pot, 4-pot OEM caliper setup. Very budget friendly on that one. If you're looking for something a little bit better, I mean, I'm talking marginally better. The Brembo OE 4-pot, 2-pot is pretty good. If you're looking for something aftermarket, I've always considered Willwood or AP Racing for anything. Both of them are very good brake manufacturers if you're looking for calipers. As for pads, I like the Hawk HP Ceramic or the StopTech Street pads. Both of them very good pads. What does the Stage 2 OTS tune allow for on a 16 STI? Just a downpipe. That is just a downpipe. Got my access port and intake installed. Loving the difference, but now I'm motivated. Welcome to the rabbit hole, where you're motivated to do more, and it cycles, and you just fall down the hole, and then you end up in like Alice in Wonderland, and you don't know what's going on, and then you realize that you've spent all of your money on a car that doesn't run. That's my life. But I totally feel it. It's a dangerous rabbit hole to go down. Great content with the build. My build is almost done as well. I went full bolt-ons and practically all the goodies you have. I just have the FP green for my 15 STI. Hey, that'll still make good power. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. I like it. I'm digging it. I totally feel it. Can you explain the benefits or detriments of upgrading your pitch stop mount? There's not really any detriments to upgrading your pitch stop mount. Except if you have like a 15 to 17 WRX, then you can suffer from the actual like pitch stop bracket where the pitch stop mounts to cracking. Subaru has a TSB out for it. I don't know if they're still honoring that TSB. They might be. Don't know. They might be honoring that TSB still. I don't know. Aside from that, I mean, everything else is all benefits. You get slightly better throttle response. You get a stiffer mount in there. It also helps keep the engine from doing all this type of stuff when you're driving. And it's less prone to braking, so there's not really any detriments to running an aftermarket pitch stop. What? I missed the Discord? Go get in the Discord, Butterfly! The Discord's awesome, like what I'm saying. If you guys aren't in the Discord, go jump in the Discord, because the Discord is pretty chill. Look at that. See, people are already joining the Discord. Get in the Discord. What are you guys doing? Hey, what's going on, James? Roy, what's up? Haven't got time to check the stream videos, but I joined your Discord. Well, welcome, my friend. Broke someone's rear wiper arm while replacing the blade at work today, and now I gotta eat the cost. What? How did you break it? You just like rip it off? Like how? Like I don't even understand how you break it. How did you do this? Groovy, give me some more context to how you broke that thing, because I'm a little bit curious. Those things are hard to break. Those things are like bolted in there. If your tuner says he's willing to try it, I'll donate the 50 to cover the 4-port and the fittings. I will follow up with what the tuner says, because I currently do not know. Once we get it figured out, I don't even know how to route a 4-port boost controller. I know how to route a 2-port and a 3-port. I've never routed a 4-port before. Can't be that hard. Ordered Olin's SPL rear lower control arms, white line roll center correction. Am I on the right track? You, sir, are on the correct track. You got some good coilovers. You got some Olin's. Thoughts on the side exit for the FA20? Hood exit is being made. I mean, I've seen some of the side exits on the FA20s. They look good. They sound good. I don't really see a huge need for it. Personally, I probably wouldn't do it. I like having a full exhaust because A, I don't want my car to shoot fire out of the fender and destroy the paint on it. I mean, unless it's like a dedicated race car. But even on the 17 STI, we're engine swapping that one, and it's going to have full exhaust on it also. But I mean, if I had to choose between like hood or side, I'd probably go side over hood. When you say side, I'm pretty sure you're talking about the one that comes out of the bumper. I've seen a couple people do it before. It looks good. As long as the piping doesn't go out like 5 feet past the bumper. I've seen some where the like exhaust just goes like 5 feet out past. Just like line it up flush if you're gonna do it. Bring the VA back to the channel. I'm working on it. It's parked outside. I'm working on it. We just need the motor. Oh hi, oh hi. Do you recommend a forged wheel setup on an STI, or should an alloy setup suffice? I mean, honestly, it depends on what you're doing with the car. If you're just daily driving it, an alloy setup's totally just fine. If you're like out there tracking the car and you're looking to like save weight where you can, and you want a strong wheel, forged is honestly a pretty good way to go if your budget allows for it. If not, there's no need for it, unless there's a specific set of wheels that you want that are just happen to be forged. But for the most part, an alloy wheel should just be just fine. What mod would reduce tip and knock the most? I'd say it's a toss-up between 3 of them. I'd say it's a toss-up between an AOS, because that keeps your fuel at its optimal octane rating by keeping oil vapor out of the cylinder and denaturing the fuel. I'd say equal length headers, because you're reducing EGTs on cylinders 2 and 4 by not having like crazy long runners and letting it heat up so much. Or I'd say the cylinder 4 cooling mod to get adequate flow. I'm going to say it's a toss-up between all 3 of those. Pick your poison. They will all benefit your motor, though. If you're looking for like the most budget-friendly, the cheapest, it's going to be the cylinder 4 cooling mod. Yo, what up? How you doing? What up, Marv? Marv. I like that. I like that. Don't know why I like that, but I like that. Feel got installed this weekend. I'm guessing coilovers, Bradley. And got the Michelin Pilot Sports on yesterday with the alignment. Oh, baby. I just creamed. Quote, unquote, Mr. Bradley Hill. Nice. Sounds like a fun setup, though. Sounds like a fun setup, dude. Look who it is. If it isn't Fox. What's going on, dude? Here I am sitting in your scheduled stream, and you start a different one. Dude, it was weird. For some reason, Streamlabs and YouTube weren't communicating, because typically whenever I go to stream, if I'm doing it off of Streamlabs, it's all functioned through Streamlabs. But now it's giving me an API key to go to YouTube. So, I don't know. It was freaking out tonight. We got it worked out for the most part. What do you recommend on how to handle the paranoia on Subaru motors blowing up? I'm from Las Vegas, and my Flat 4 Facebook group has me pretty paranoid. LOL, my car is pretty brand new, too, by the way. Don't worry about it. Like, don't let people get to you. I mean, people, like, if you go into any, and I'm not going to say this about, like, all groups, but if you go into, like, I'm going to give it a healthy 80 to 85% of Facebook groups, you're just going to get, like, a whole bunch of, like, hate on, like, everything that you're going to post up on there. It happens on pretty much every Facebook group I've seen. But don't worry about it. Just enjoy driving the car. It's not going to blow up unless you're like neglecting the car. You're beating on it every single day. You're like full 100% chooch when your IATs are through the roof. Like, just be a responsible car owner, and it's not going to blow up. Like, take care of the car. It'll take care of you. You'll be solid. Also, Plumber WX, appreciate the dono as always, my friend. Always appreciate the donos. Hey, can I send you a car listing I'm gonna be getting, and can you tell me if it's a good first Subaru? I will tell you what. DXV3 Merc JR. If you send it to the email, we'll open it up on the stream and we'll take a look at it. We'll see what everyone has to say about it. I'll even keep my email open so that way I can see when it comes through and we can open it. And that way we can all take a look at it. We can all, as a collective, take a gander. Let me open my email, though, because I'm not going to remember it. Bam. Oh! What is this? Is this my schedule? I think so. Oh, it is. Sick. Plumber, appreciate the other dono, dude. My 2018 stock STI blew at 45,000 miles. That does not help him beat the paranoia. Come on. Hello, I'm buying an 06 WRX, 75,000 miles, all stock. Any thoughts on what maintenance items I should add in order to keep a reliable stockish daily? Honestly, when you buy the car, just go through there. Anything that's a wear item, replace it. That's going to be filters, fluids, anything. If you have vacuum hoses that look like they're like cracking and breaking, replace them. Same thing with coolant. Coolant lines that look like they're cracking and breaking, replace them. Just go through there and do all the scheduled maintenance. If it's at 75K miles, you're going to be coming up on a timing belt, so you might as well just do it now just to get it out of the way. That's my recommendation. You could wait till the 90,000 miles if you really want to, but I would go through there and just replace every single wear item. It's what I do whenever I buy a car. It's just you don't know how the last owner treated the car, when they went through and actually did all of these scheduled maintenance, and it's going to be like a gamble. You don't want it to blow up. You want to take care of it. You want it to be reliable. So just go through there. Anything that's a wear item, just replace it. Is it possible for oil to be leaking from inside the timing belt cover? And what could it be from? You skipped that comment going through. Well, I apologize. But yes, your front main seal is behind your... So it's going to be motor, oil pump, and then between those two is a front main seal. And your front main seal, if that starts to go bad, will leak oil, and it's inside of the timing cover. You'll see like oodles amounts of oil coming out of the bottom of the timing cover. If you really want to, you can pop one of the side pieces of the timing cover off. If you see oil like flinged around just absolutely everywhere, it's probably a good indication that your front main seal might be going out. EG33 update. I talked about the update on that one. Like I said, out front has like 2 other EGs ahead of mine. So as soon as we get to mine, we'll get the motor back, we'll get it on the stand, we'll get the blob eye out of the garage, we'll get the V8 chassis in the garage, and then we'll start fitting up our 6-cylinder into that 17 STI. So it's coming. It's coming, you guys. Just give it time. It takes a while to get a fully custom engine made. Like, if I can, I think I showed you guys the build list before, but everything on there is custom. It's not like these parts are off-the-shelf parts, like the pistons had to be machined. I think the only things that were off-the-shelf were the rods. I think that was it. Because the cams had to get reground, so they welded material onto the cams, reground the cams down to become 282s or 280s, I don't remember. And there's just everything's custom on that thing, so it takes time to build a custom motor like this, especially one that not a lot of people build either, because there's not like parts just laying around that we could grab here and there. So the blob eye's coming, or the blob eye, the V8 chassis with the EG is coming. The motor, all the bits are there. They just need to put it together and send it back up. I know the heads are built. And I already know the short block is closed decked. We were waiting on the pistons. The pistons got forwarded over to out front, so they should have everything at this point. Blob eye just getting pump gas tuned. That is correct. The blob eye is staying on pump gas because it is a daily driver, and I don't want to have to go out of my way to go get E85 every couple of days. It's just not something I want to do. We might do pump gas later down the road, but for right now it's just, or we might do E85 later down the road, but for right now it's just going to be pump gas. Oil could be coming for the cam seals or another one. Cam seals are another one. Front Facebook Marketplace is my best friend, and it is very hard to find a tuner for them. Are you looking for a tuner on Facebook Marketplace? I've never... Are you? I don't know. A tune is based on the area... God, I had like buffalo wings before I came on here. Woo! Destroying me. Tune is based on the area you drive your car. If you don't want E85, just do normal pump gas. That's what we're doing. We're just doing normal pump gas. Thanks for answering my question. Anytime. My chat just jumped. No. Okay, there we go. For anyone looking for a good E-tuner for a catless downpipe, go Johnson Tuning. Very well for me. Hey, there you go. I've never gone through Johnson Tuning before, but somebody has. A dumb question. I'm sure it's been answered. Anyways, if the E85 conversion is done, is it just a simple tune back to... Nah, it's easier than that. It's easier than that. You don't even have to like change the tune. If you're on a flex fuel tune and you have like a Coupe ethanol sensor in the car and you're running flex, you could have like 3/4 of a tank of E85 in there and just put pump gas in as the rest. The ethanol sensor will adjust the content. It'll adjust the tune also. So you don't even need to swap maps or swap tunes if you're going from like E85 to pump gas. You can literally just put the fuel in there. The car and the ECU will do all the work for you. And then you just like drive on your way. Will G, what up? Tanner, what up, dude? What's going on, man? Hey, Tanner, so my Legacy GT was making 13 to 15 pounds yesterday, and now it's making 1. Now it's making 1? It's making 1 pound? 7 to 8, any idea? Also, I heard it's an EBCS. So you were making anywhere from 13 to 15 PSI, and now you're making 1 PSI. My initial thought's going to be like a big vacuum leak. Maybe a boost line popped off somewhere. I would check the smaller vacuum lines that go onto the compressor housing of the turbo. I would check all the lines that go on the boost controller. I would like check the boost controller also to make sure it's still good. If it's bad, you might hear it like clicking and making like some fun noises. Outside of that, it sounds like a vacuum leak. I'm not sure if you're on an OTS tune or a Pro Tune either. That information would be helpful as well. Recommendation on rear control arms and BC or FAS. What is FAS? Faction Fab? FAS. I don't know what FAS is, but if you want a good recommendation on control arms that doesn't absolutely like kill your budget, I always get the SPC ones. They work awesome. Same with their toe arms. They're cheap. I want to say they're like $200 for a pair, and they give you like all the adjustability that you need also. So SPC, 100%. IDK, how I found your channel, but I've been watching automotive YouTubers for like 5 years, and you're my new favorite. Hey, appreciate it, that boy. Keep up the great content. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like to push my stuff too much, but it's all right. I am here for you guys. I'm here to kick it, hang out, show you guys what I know how to do, and learn from you guys also. What's up, bro? Subi Gang. What up, 06WX, dude? Rear wiper thing. Here we go. Back to groovy. It was a crusty 2005 Jeep. All you had to say was a Jeep. It's all right. And it's plastic, and it's cold outside. And right at the end of the day, I told the customer it might break, but they said, send it, brother. If they said send it, how can they be mad at you? So I did, and it broke, and they got mad. Oh, and I got to fix it for free. Why do you got to fix it? If they told you to send it, I'd be like, nah, dude. I told you it was going to break. You told me to do it. I would have been like, nah, I wouldn't. I'd like fight that. I don't know. Then again, I push. I'm pushy. I'm a pushy person. What channels do you watch on YouTube? Batterbilt, etc., etc. What channels do I watch on YouTube? I go to the Subaru tab. I typically go and try to find like a lot of smaller YouTube channels just to see what's going on in like the Subaru world. But like YouTube channels that I watch Daily Driven Exotics every now and then, but it's like in and out of that one for me just because I feel like it's like, I don't know, it's just not really relatable for me. Evan Shanks pops up on my thing every now and then. I don't know, it's whoever just pops up. Just whoever pops up. Gears and Gasoline every now and then. Batterbilt every now and then. I kind of go all over the place with videos. There's some that I avoid because I'm just not a fan of, but other ones, all down. Anything that I can learn from whenever it comes to videos, I'm totally down for. Smedia, will the AMS intake manifold fit a 98 GC8 coupe? That entirely depends on what motor do you have in there. Is it the stock motor? Is it swapped? What do you got going on inside of that GC8? And if it's natural, is it naturally aspirated still? If that's just a naturally aspirated one, there's not really a point in throwing on an AMS manifold on that thing. Do you think 500 all-wheel horsepower is the sweet spot for a fun street STI, or is it too much for the streets? Where it just becomes a handful projectile that can get away from you fast. To be honest, I mean, even if you shoot for 500, 600 wheel horsepower on like as your daily driver as a street car, you're going to get bored of it in like 2 months, 3 months, 5 months. I don't know, however long it takes you to get bored of power, but you're going to get bored and it's going to start feeling slow, and then you're going to want more power. And then you go down the rabbit hole of wanting more power. And then it just it's a compounding effect. So to say that there's like a sweet spot, I would say like 450 to 500 wheel horsepower is like the sweet spot for a daily driver, but you're going to get used to it and you're going to want more power later on. Adrian Wolf, late to the party. What did I miss? Well, how dare you? How dare you? I'm joking. Not much, man. We've just been kicking it. We've just been chilling, you know, hanging out, relaxing, drinking some coffee. You know, chilling. Bring Matt's car to the channel. Oh, wait, there wouldn't be a channel. Matt works like a funky schedule, and Matt doesn't, he like says that no one would be interested in his car, but I tell him like everyone wants to see Chewy, the Outback, the fun Outback. I'm working on it. I'm working on Matt bringing Chewy onto the channel. Anyone had their heated seats stop working after swapping out switches? Got a couple from the junkyard since they were cleaner than mine. Now the seats don't heat up. Thinking fuses. My first thing the first troubleshooting thing I would do is put the old switches back in there, turn them on, and see if the heated seats turn on. If they turn on, then it's going to be the switch. If they don't turn on, then it's probably going to be a fuse or wiring or some other issue in there. But start with what you swapped out. If you swapped out the switch, put the old switch back in, turn it on. If it turns on, then it's the switch. Las Vegas Holo. I just bought a Blobeye, 130K. Ooh, not bad. Hopefully yours is in better condition than mine was when I bought it. They're dropping a Type RA block into it. That is... Oh, you're getting a Type RA block, Plumber? So, Plumber's motor blew... What was that? I want to say it was like a week or two ago. They're covering it under warranty, and it looks like he's getting a Type RA short block. That's a good upgrade. FYI, if you're on the Discord, you could post the info on the car in the Discord. That is true. That is true. If you guys are in the Discord, you can also post in the Discord as well. There's a lot of good stuff in the Discord. Go check out the Discord. What up, man? Keep up all the good content. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks, man. We got a lot of good stuff. I got a lot of stuff I got to shoot tomorrow. We still have to wrap the headers for the 05. I still need to finish making fuel line. Like I said, I did move the fuel pressure regulator again. Just wasn't really happy with where I ended up putting it, like clearances, all this other stuff. It was just going to get in the way. FML, I missed your response because I was refreshing. What did you say in regards to the paranoia of Subaru motors? Don't let them get to you, dude. Like, Subaru groups on, like, Facebook and, like, all these other places, for the most part, like, 80% of those groups are going to be, like, pretty, like, negative in anything that you're going to ask or say. Just don't let it get to you. Like, your driving style, your modification style, and, like, how you treat the car is going to dictate how long it's going to last. Yes, there's those, like, minor instances here and there where motors just happen to go bad, but for the most part, like, 90% of Subaru motor failures are attributed to the owners or the previous owners. So I wouldn't worry about it. I know you said yours was fairly new as well, so I wouldn't worry about it, dude. Just drive the car. Enjoy it. Hey, Tanner. I live in CTA. I believe that's Connecticut. And was contemplating an AOS for my 2020 STI. I'm worried about the colder climate being an issue. Would you still recommend getting one? So IAG posted something about the colder climates with AOSs a couple years ago. I want to say that the AOS isn't affected up until like negative 20 degrees. I want to say it was around negative 20 or so. If you see temperatures colder than negative 20 on a regular basis, I would suggest getting a catch can setup over an air oil separator, just so you don't risk like the return line freezing and backing everything up. You don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen at all. Adam, what's going on, dude? Hi, Tanner, and people in the chat. Thoughts on a bone stock 2014 WRX hatchback with 93,000 miles for 14K? I talked to the guy down to grand already. So 93,000 miles, keep in mind that as soon as you hit 95,000, you're going to have to do timing belt, water pump, idler, pulleys, spark plugs, oil change. It's pretty much every single wear item. I have a video covering like all of the like maintenance intervals on these cars, but it's pretty much going to be every maintenance interval that has to happen at 95,000 miles. So keep in mind that even if you get the car for 14K, you're going to end up spending probably another 900-ish on just service parts to do all the updated maintenance, unless he has already done them recently. But if all like maintenance is already done, even if it's not done, 14K for a 14 WRX hatchback with 90K miles or 93K miles is a decent deal. Up here, like I've seen like 2011 WRX hatchbacks with 115 to 120,000 miles sell for 16K, just because people want the hatchbacks. Hatchbacks sell for more up here. It's just what it is. My tutor wants me to get an iWire wideband kit for tuning. What is it, and is it necessary because it's $400? I'm pretty sure that is the wideband kit that plugs into the ECU to allow the tuner to fully monitor AFRs in relation to how the ECU is seeing them. If that's the case, if your tuner requires it for tuning, you don't really have a choice if you're going to go through that tuner. You obviously have to get it. Personally, I've never had a tuner that's required that gauge or that sensor before. I mean, I obviously run a wideband standalone gauge in the car, but for the most part, I always bring my car to the dyno. But even the one time I did e-tuning with Delicious Tuning, they didn't require it either. Do you want the titanium part? Do you want the titanium part? The original gray, and you can try to make a video bluing it. Ooh. 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 Bradley, I'm going to say you blew it because I don't have any propane for torches right now. And I'm going to say, I don't know, surprise me. You surprised me. Surprise me on that one. Did Matt buy those intercooler brackets yet? No. He has not. He has not yet. It's transmission brackets that we need. We need transmission brackets, and they're a little difficult to find. A lot of the SRT stuff is discontinued right now. So we got some of the stuff ordered for the SRT, but we're still looking for like transmission brackets, a whole bunch of small stuff. It's like really small, weird stuff for that car. But hopefully we have SRT progress soon. I have a question. My mechanic says that my transmission mount is super bad. The car has been bucking violently when trying to go from a dead stop at a light. Is the bad mount causing the bucking? It could be. I mean, if your transmission mount really is that bad, I mean, easiest thing to do is gonna crawl, like, just crawl under there, take a look. If it's really as bad as your mechanic says it is, then yeah, I would just replace it. You can replace your transmission mount at home for free. And the transmission mount itself, you can get the Group N transmission mount. I think they're like $60, and it's still a step up over like the OEM one that you get from the factory. I would do that. I would do that. Personal thing there. If not, then have your mechanic swap it out. But a transmission mount itself, like, it's literally like a 10-minute job to replace the mount. I live in the Portland area, and Surgeline won't tune me if I don't have external wastegate on my Cadet STI, but PRE will. Who's wrong? So confusing. No one's wrong. It's just the tuner's preferences. So I don't know why they're not willing. I don't know your full setup, Carlos. But I don't know why that is, because Chris over at Surgeline has tuned internal wastegates for me with catted downpipe. He's tuned internal wastegate with catless downpipe in the past for me. He's done external wastegate catted downpipe. He's done like every single combination for me. So I'm not quite sure why they're saying they won't tune it. But I mean, whoever you go with, both of them are very good shops. External wastegate does sound pretty good, though. I will say that. I will say that. It's Tuesday the 12th. I know. I had forgotten. Like, you asked me an hour ago what day it was. I wouldn't be able to tell you because I would have no idea. I would have no idea. Did we ever get the car come through? Did the car ever get emailed over? Oh, it did. I believe it did. It did. All right, hold up. We're going to open up my email. We're going to take a look at this thing. We're going to take a look at this car because we are going to look at this thing as a collective. We're going to do it as a collective. Oh, it's a Facebook Marketplace. It's a 2005 WRX. All right. So what do we got? 7,000 OBO. I have all the modifications listed in the picture down below. These are the most recent repairs that have been done. Just replace the O-ring for the fuel injector in the left. Do you really have to point that out? Like, is this necessary to point out? Is that like a repair item that needs to be pointed out? Just replaced blow-off valve gasket. It has a blow-off valve. This already isn't looking good. Replace shifter joint assembly. Replace save cylinder. Any question? All right, let's take. Is there an engine bay picture? Is that it? There's no engine bay picture. All right, so what do we got here? Ah, I can't zoom in on it. Can I at least like make the picture bigger? I can't even make it bigger. All right, so body has 130K, has new block running about 60K miles on it. It's not considered a new block if it's got 60,000 miles on it. Let's be real here. That's a used or just a normal motor at this point. Replace transmission 11/29/2019 with what transmission? That's my next thing. Stage 2 cams, Brian Crower, 272s, I'm guessing. Upgraded turbo. I wouldn't touch this car with a 10-foot pole if you want my honest opinion. Dude doesn't even list out what I and E and GV delete. Stay away from this thing. Don't buy that car. Don't buy this thing. There is like, he doesn't even list out everything that he has accurately or like what some of these brands are. There's not an engine bay picture in here. Enkei 18-inch rims. What Enkeis are they? Can we tell from the photo? I'm just picky. Like, you don't even give me any good photos, seller. If this is one of your guys' cars, I'm sorry, but work on your Facebook ad listing. Are those Evos for sale? Because I'll take one of those Evos, though. I'll take one of them. Honestly, you want my opinion? I wouldn't buy this car unless you got a lot more information. There is alignment was done with tires. How would you do the alignment without the tires? New drive shaft, new lower ball joint, new clutch release, new throwout bearing, brand new CV shaft, replace thermostat. Is it OEM? Is it aftermarket? Reverse lights were rewired 4/14/2020. Why? What was wrong with the reverse lights prior? Honestly, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. Personal opinion, there's not enough information about the car. I wouldn't buy it. Wouldn't buy it. Or if you can get more information on the car to clear up a lot of the stuff. But it's like he doesn't even list out like all the modifications. He doesn't list out like what's all done to the car. He didn't even take good photos of it. Like if you're going to sell a car and you're going to say it's got like work done to it, open the hood. Take a picture of the engine bay. Post that with the stuff. Ranting. Now I'm just ranting. Personally, I wouldn't buy that one. Smedia, Evo 8, 9, or X for you. 100% an Evo 9. That's what I was trying to buy before the blah buy, but they're stupid expensive. Stupid expensive. But 100% a 9. And if I couldn't get a 9, then an 8. But I wouldn't buy a 10. I'm not a huge fan of the 10s. Will I get the same? Wow, where'd it go? Wait, 450 wheel horsepower, goal on pump gas. Indeed. Indeed, Dirty Doug. Doug Dirty. Doug Dirty, not Dirty Doug. You're not dirty. I don't know if you're dirty, but you're not dirty. This is getting weird. This is getting weird. I like it. Will I have the same power gain with a catted downpipe? Honestly, the differences in power between catted and catless is like 1 to 2 wheel horsepower. Not really needed. Honestly, you're just fine with a catted. It's Wednesday the 13th for me. That's because you're in the future. In the future out there. Any leads on some JDM non-blind spot detection side mirrors for VA? Unfortunately, no. Yahoo auctions, trying to find some on Facebook Marketplace. I think I bought the last set off of Rally Sport Direct before they discontinued them like a year and a half ago. Yeah, they're like stupid hard to find nowadays. I sent you that listing in your email. DXV3 Merc Jr. Honestly, dude, you want my honest opinion? Stay away from that car unless you can get a lot more information about it. I've bought some sketchy Subarus in the past with far less information, and it has gone far worse than I had imagined. The black 05 STI in the garage is a beautiful example of that. I had absolutely no information on that. I wouldn't buy that one. I'd keep looking, dude. How's your day? Hope you're doing good. What up, Oscar? What's going on? What up, Jack? What's going on, guys? Should I get a WRX or an STI for my first Subaru? Leaning more towards a WRX due to gas mileage, cheaper price tag, and comfortable as a daily. Honestly, if it's your first one, don't let the differences between the STI and the WRX cloud your judgment on which one you should get. Get whatever one fits your budget. Like, if you want one, get a WRX for a while. If you feel like you really want an STI, maybe later down the road make the transition over to an STI. Or if it's an EJ-based WRX, you can do a lot of the conversions at home. And it makes for fun projects. But honestly, I would get the WRX start with. It, like you said, it's cheaper. It's a good daily driver. It's pretty fuel efficient. I'm guessing you're talking about the FA20 on that one also, just because you mentioned fuel efficiency. I meant 7 to 8 pounds. LOL, my bad. Okay, so you're going from 14 to 15. Now you're down to 7 to 8. That just makes me think it's a boost leak somewhere. That confirms my thought in making it a boost leak. If it was the boost controller failing or going out, your boost would be all over the place because your boost controller wouldn't know what it's regulating anymore, and it would just be jumping up and down, or it would be failing to regulate boost intervals as well. I would go through there, start checking out boost leaks. Like I said, compressor housing of the turbo. That's where I would start, and then just kind of work your way back to the boost controller and see what else you can find in the engine bay. Milk. You almost got me, Green Hero. You almost got me. You almost got me. What are your thoughts on the FBO FA20 WX compared to the STI? Honest thoughts, if you're looking for a car sub 400 wheel horsepower that is more efficient, the FA20 is the way to go. If you're looking for a car, in the Subaru realm at least, if you're looking for one that makes over 400 wheel horsepower more effectively, the STI is going to be my reference for that. So FA20 is sub 400 wheel horsepower. Anything that's greater than 400 wheel horsepower, I would highly suggest the STI or the EJ in that realm. Ben, what up, dude? Your thoughts on me getting a 1990 Dodge Omni America? Ooh, I at least want to find one with an automatic and 2.2-liter Chrysler 4-cylinder engine as a good daily driver and hatchback with a great fuel economy. I gotta look up a Dodge Omni because that is not ringing a bell off the top of my head. Dodge Omni. I actually kind of like it for some reason. Don't know why. Kind of like it. Kind of like it. If I were to get one, though, I'd probably get this black one because it looks pretty good. I actually like it. If you're going to get one, do it. I'm all for it. 1985 Dodge Omni. Ooh, look at it. Even got the gold wheels. Even got the gold wheels. I'm down for it. I'm down for it. I'm down for a Dodge Omni. We doing Omnis? We all getting Omnis? Let's get some Dodge Omnis. Ricky states Fortune Auto. I'm down for it. My dam dropped to 0.75 for literally half a second today, and is always at 1. Besides that, should I be worried? I wouldn't be worried. Probably a hiccup, something like that. If it continuously goes down from 1 to 0.75, 1.75 back and forth like that, at that point I'd probably raise some concerns. But if it just dropped down to 0.75 and then shot right back up and stays at 1, wouldn't even worry about it. I'm on an OTS tune and I plan on getting a Pro tune when I get a downpipe. So that's why I'm wondering what would be causing half the boost I'm supposed to be making. I'm on an OTS tune. If you're on an OTS tune, that shouldn't be cutting your boost down in half from what you were making if you're on the same tune. If you're just intake, if you just have an intake on the car, which it sounds like you just have an intake on the car, I'm rolling with boost leak. I'm still going with that. Superchargers or turbo? Turbo. I'm all about turbos. Turbos. I don't know, I just like turbo systems better. Turbo systems are just a little bit more convenient in my opinion because I know myself and I know that I'll want to make more power later and it's a lot easier to swap out a turbo than it is to buy a whole new supercharger because you can only go so small on supercharger pulley. You can only go so small. Got air in my power steering. Whines like a pig. What kind of hoses can I buy if I don't? I was actually looking at this today because I have to buy one of these. So let me show you. Let me show you. Power steering line. I was looking at that. I'm gonna end up buying this tonight too. If it might help if I actually type that in and then show you guys what I'm looking at. Boop boop. Boop boop. This is what I'm going to be doing. This one's specifically for the 02 to 07, but for power steering line stuff, if you got air in the line and you want to replace a line, full heads up, full disclosure that swapping these lines absolutely sucks. Join our text-free email club and receive 5% off your first order. Only my first? Why? Can I go to like more pictures? Look at that. Ooh, look at that. His whole engine bay is gold. That's a big turbo. What else we got in here? Boop. Okay, so that looks like it sucks to... Oh, that looks like it sucks to put on, though. That looks like it sucks to put on. That can't be that bad. I've probably done worse. Yeah, honestly, I would get like Chase Bays. IAG makes one of these also if you're looking to replace your power steering lines. It's not needed, but if you really want to replace the line, like IAG, Chase Bays, both of them, really good ones. You ever ride motorcycles? I have in the past, and if I ever do it again, I'll probably kill myself because I am dangerous on a motorcycle. Not to other people, but to my own safety. I don't trust myself on a motorcycle. Woo! Better made it! Better lat than never. AJ. AJ, you good over there, dude? You good? Gotta check out Jimmy Oaks Dude's channel. He is I feel like I've seen that channel before. I don't know off the top of my head. Sounds familiar. If you want more power, just get a motorcycle. I don't trust myself on a motorcycle. I don't trust myself. Hi from Vancouver, Canada. Hello, neighbor to the north. I got a JDM Forester STI 2004. Previous owner replaced the clutch, installed OEM STI 6-speed. Ooh, nice. Flywheel part number so-and-so. XZ stage 1 organic heavy-duty clutch so-and-so. Is there more to this, or are you just showing off? There's more. Shifter bushings, oil replaced, module 7590. All that was done 12K kilometers ago. Clutch pedal is super heavy and feels as if you're working out with a really heavy load at the gym. What would be wrong? What can I check? And what model of ACT clutch did you get? And will it work? So that one will work. The same one that I got will work for you. It feels like awesome. Feels incredibly well. If it's starting to feel like progressively heavier, I've never had a clutch feel progressively heavier unless like the throwout bearing was going out or there was, and not even air in the lines, because if there's air in the lines, the pedal mainly feels squishier and then it gets stuck to the floor. I mean, throwout bearing is the first thing that comes to mind. If the clutch isn't slipping at all. I've also never driven a JDM STI 6-speed, so I don't know if those drive different. I don't imagine they drive different. If anyone else has a JDM STI or JDM STI 6-speed in their car, please feel free to chime in here. I've never driven one. I don't know if it would feel like incredibly heavy. But even, how long have you had the car and how long has it? Let me read over this again. Hi from Vancouver, JDM Stage 1 organic heavy-duty clutch. It's a heavy-duty clutch. Stage 1 organic heavy-duty clutch. It shouldn't be that bad. I don't know what the spring pressure is on that one, though. Shifter bushings, oil replaced to Motul 75.9. That was all done 12K kilometers ago. Clutch pedal is super heavy. Has it always felt super heavy, or has this been like a progressive thing where it started out feeling good and it's just gotten heavier? Let me know on that one, because that makes me think if it like started getting heavier, makes me think throwout bearing, and the throwout bearing isn't able to like fully slide on the input shaft anymore, and it's starting to grab a little bit, create some friction, thus making it a little bit heavier to push it. But if it's always felt that way, that just might be the nature of that clutch and pressure plate. Also, I'm guessing my email about the knife got buried. I know you get a ton of... I feel free to send it over again. Please do. Please do. Everything gets buried so much. So much. Butterfly effect. Send it over again. Send it over. I went to Surgeline for my 2020 STI, wanting catted downpipe. Catback 1050X 340 fuel pump and intake that told me I needed an external wastegate or they wouldn't tune. The guy on the phone said this. PRE said come on down. I mean, if PRE said come on down, PRE is going to be who's tuning the 17 STI also. I mean, if it's just not something they're wanting to tune, catted downpipe, catback 1050 340 pump and intake. Honestly, I would just go to PRE. PRE is really good also. What are my favorite chip snacks? Cool Ranch Dorito or the chili cheese Fritos. I can go for either one. Yo! Do you have any more red? Oh my goodness, the chat. Why? Why, chat? Why did you just jump? Why? No! Where did I go? Oh my god, you guys, I'm so far back. Yo, do you have any more red shirts in size large? I don't think I have any more larges. I think I only have medium and small left in the red shirts. I don't even have any more larges in the hoodies. All I have are mediums and extra larges. And then in the V2s, I have everything in like all sizes right now. More merch is coming. Updated different merch later on. But the only thing in large that I have right now are V2 drive tees. Everything else is either small, medium, or extra large. Update on the 2020 STI Mudguards 1. Didn't mean to post. Phone slipped. Well, now I'm curious. Now I'm curious on the mudguards. Old switch is already back in immediately. No good on the seat. Got a third seat. Still nothing. Haven't hit the fuse panel yet, though. That would be my next spot. Check fuses. If fuses are good, I would check wiring. I would double check wiring. Not that wiring should have changed, though, because all you did is swap the switch. Hopefully it's just a fuse. Hopefully it's just a fuse. No, I didn't. Sup, Tanner? Keep killing it. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks, man. What made you choose Milwaukee for your power tools? Honestly, they were on sale at Home Depot, and my Craftsman tools kept dying on me, so win-win. Discord link, it is in the community tab on the channel. Somewhere in the community tab. It should be like the last post in the community tab on the channel. Any future racing videos, road course, drag, auto, X? When I have a running car, yes. But I don't even have a running car right now, so not quite yet. Soon, yes. We'll probably do some back road driving up in the mountains with the black STI. We'll probably be doing a little bit of time attack with the black STI, so probably some Auto X. The 17 STI is going to be drag racing, time attack, and I don't know, whatever else we throw at it. I would also love to see Matt's car at some point. All builds are interesting. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to convince him. I'm trying to convince Matt to bring back the Outback. I'm trying to get him to get the Outback on the channel. Lorenzo blocked your account for some reason. Tint can't see because 5% all around LOL, but I'm in Cali, so cool mountain streets. I feel it. I feel it. I can get behind that. If Subaru put a new short block on the STI, what year of the short block they will put? They'll put the newest revision. So all the like newest revised motors, like the one in the black STI out there, gets engine casting stamp 706, which is all the updated Type RA short blocks. So if they're replacing motors, I'm pretty sure at this point they're all just Type RA short blocks. Love the channel, my fave car channel. Hey, appreciate it, Brian. Be on the lookout for my new channel, Restoring an 04 Mazda RX-8. Will be sweet. Hey, feel free to shoot me over the link and I'll check it out. I love watching your guys' videos. Is Rumblehatch in here? Rumblehatch, are you in here? If you're in here, say something. I was watching some of Rumblehatch's videos like a week or two ago. I feel it about those issues with previous ownership. I'm the 5th owner of my STI with 130k miles on it. It like blows my mind how much some of these cars get passed around. Yo, what is up? Just got home from work. Well, welcome home from work. But I need to figure out a rattle happening on the passenger side. Don't know where to start, but the coils have made some noise. Gonna start there. Check the preload. If the preload is wrong in the coil, you'll hear like the spring actually moving around in there whenever you go over like bumps, potholes, anything like that. Hey Tanner, wish I could tune in, but I'm currently rocking my infant. LOL, keep it up, brother. Sappers lead the way. Well, hey, take care of the infant, man. Tell the infant I said hi, I think. I don't know if the infant can speak or understand, but tell him I said hi. Or her. I don't know. Small one. Tell the small human. Next week I'll hit 200K in my Jeep. That's good. It means it's still going. Got an 11 Liberty, very underrated Jeep. I mean, Jeeps are fun. I don't have any quarrels with Jeeps. I wouldn't mind a Jeep. It'd be fun to like take off-roading. Be a fun off-road car. Anyone got the Discord invite handy? I didn't see it anywhere. If it's not in the community tab, I will... I don't want to like jump over. Is it in the community tab? Let me pull it up in the community tab right here. Community tab. YouTube. Let's go over to the YouTubes. If I click on it, if I go over to the community, if I hit community, I don't want to incept myself right now. Read more. If I click on that, does it take us to the Discord? Aha, it does. It takes us to the Discord. So if you go into the community tab over on the channel, the first one on here, the Discord server should be active live now. So this is a link that does not expire. Click on the link, sign in with your Discord, accept invite, and then it'll take you to the Discord. It obviously won't do it on mine right now because I'm signed into it on my phone. But if you guys are looking to jump into the Discord, the link is in the community tab. It should be the first one posted over there. If that invite is expired, that invite shouldn't expire because I set that invite to never expire. So hopefully it doesn't expire. Shouldn't expire. Should not be expiring. Where did I just go? What up? What up, Jamie? Sometimes the pitch stop brace mount also causes noises. I mean, you're going to get a little NVH with any stiffer mount that you swap into the car. It's natural, but you shouldn't get anything like drastically, like awfully different. About to put the Cobb catted downpipe in my 16 STI. Any other supporting mods before I arrange a tune? If it's just a downpipe, if you really want to go like all the way, consider getting like some injectors, a fuel pump, an intake, a bypass valve if you want. It'll make the car a little bit more responsive and a little bit more fun. Talking about Jeeps over here. Where'd it go? Yo, I want a motorcycle shop and checked out the new Kawasaki Ninja 650, but sadly my dad doesn't like bikes. So now I gotta... Why did it... Savvy the Gamer, I don't know why I hit that comment. Don't know why I hit that comment. I mean, I wouldn't mind a Grom. I could probably get a Grom. I could probably be safe on a Grom. Somewhat safe. How's your flock dash holding up? Well, it's been sitting on the back shelf of the garage since we flocked it. So, I mean, it's been holding up great. I've, like, rubbed it a couple times. People, whenever you're taking photos, make sure you take them. That's what I'm saying. Now we're getting to all this stuff where I was, like, talking about that, like, for sale ad. 4G63 over 4B11, 100%. I'm all about the 4G63. Yep, the world. La, 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 la. First FA20 DIT mod. What would you go with? If we're talking about the engine, an access port to get rid of the trash rev hang because the rev hang just found it's crap. I hate the rev hang in those things. After the access port, air oil separator. I'd probably do like EGR TGV delete with a tune, obviously intake. J-pipe, all the good bits, boost controller, of course. But for like very first one, an access port just to clean up that rev hang because that rev hang makes driving that car just not enjoyable. It's not fun. Wanted to say thank you very much for your how-to videos. Anytime, Corey. I picked up a 2016 STI last week only to find it had a bad ignition coil. Thanks for your videos. I was able to swap plugs and coils in no time. Hey, congrats on the car and glad you were able to diagnose the issue relatively quick. I found the Discord link in the community tab. It's there. I promise you guys it's there. It's there. Yes, I meant FA20. Thanks for the advice. Anytime. I think maybe the URL shows as a hidden comment for us sending should I Cobb tune a 2015 Forester XT? Do they make access ports for the 2015 Forester XT? Is that a thing? Is that just an FA20? I think it's an FA20. If it's an XT, it's got to be an FA20. I believe so. If it's not an FB, it's not an FB. If they offer it, yes. If they offer it, yes. I heard Carol Shelby worked on that one. Don't even know that's in reference to. Just joined. How far back is he from catching up on the comments? Well, Zach, I just got to your comment, so I don't know when you posted that. But hey, we're there. What turbo for stock? EJ25 for stock location. That depends on how much power you want to make, to be honest. If you're looking to make under 400 wheel horsepower, the FP Blue, the Coupe 20G are all very good turbo options. If you're looking to make between like 4 and 500, FP Green, FP Red, Bloush Dominator 1.5 XTR. If you're looking to make 500 plus, Bloush Dominator, I believe it's the 3.0 XTR. FP Black. There's a lot of good turbos out there. It really just depends on how much you want to spend and what your goals for power are. Thoughts on the Nissan Z31? Which one is the Z31? Nissan Z31. Is that the 300ZX? Not a fan. Not a fan of the 300ZX. Never been a huge fan of the 300ZX. I've had a Z33, the 350Z. I've had a 280Z. I've had a Skyline, but these 300Z, is this 300ZX, right? 300ZX? Yeah, 300ZX. I've never been a huge fan of. I like the T-tops that they had going on, but working on these things is a nightmare, especially the twin turbo models. Not a fan. Not a fan. There's no room in there to get your hands in there. They look good. Like, these look good. Like, I like the styling of these. They look good. They suck to work on. Let's be honest here. They're not fun to work on. Yeah, I mean, I like them. No, like, quarrels. No quarrels. GLH, oh, goes like hell. That's what GLH is. Is there a link for the Discord server? We covered that one. Community tab over there on the other side. Can't wait to hear what the new FA24 engine will sound like. I'm sure it's just going to sound like a beefed up. Actually, just Google a video of like a Subaru Ascent with an exhaust, and I'm guessing that's what it's going to sound like. Or you could just go check out Prime Motoring. I'm pretty sure they were working with an FA24 that gives you some like sound of what they sound like. Sup man on 17WX. It's crazy the power you can had and gain with a good tune and simple bolt-ons. Stock 268 horsepower, 258 fork, now 330 and 320. For real, dude. For reals. Fuel cut and rev cut at 4,000 RPM. Is it math? It could be. I mean, there could be a lot of things going on there. That's not a whole lot of info to work off of. Turbocharger. That's what the Dodge Omni Shelby GLHS came equipped with, and an intercooler. Ooh, I'm all for it. All for it. Have you ever dealt with rough idle on cold starts? I mean, yeah. Like when I was on E85 on the 17 STI, it was a rough start every time it was a cold start. But, like, outside of that, I mean, if it's, like, a rough start on pump gas and, like, it's a stock car, there's probably something going on there because it shouldn't be having, like, a huge rough start issue. Came from the factory with 175 horsepower. The Omni GLHS. You guys, 175 horsepower. It's a good one. I'd still love a Buick Grand National. For all, like, the American car peeps out there, which I like American cars. Grand National. It's the one I've always wanted. I like Grand Nationals. They're cool. Cool cars. Why do you stick with Force Performance versus a Bloush ball bearing they got for them around the same price as the journal bearing FP turbos? I was told Bloush spools way better. Well, to be honest, the FP Blue was the first FP turbo I ran, and that was on the 17 STI. The FP Black was donated to the channel, so I'm not going to turn down a big turbo for stock location in that car. Plus, it was very nice of New School Racing down in St. Augustine and Alex to donate that to the channel also. So, I mean, honestly, they had an FP Black laying around. It was a good turbo for the build for what we were going to be doing, so we went with an FP Black. Can't go wrong with an FP Black. It's a good turbo. But I have nothing against Bloush either, just to make that clear. Matt runs a Bloush 2.5 XTR on the Outback. Actually, you know what? After the Blob Eye is tuned and it's running good, I say we put the Blob Eye against the Outback, because the Outback makes a little over 400 wheel horsepower and like 450 foot-pounds of torque. And it's got the 2.5 XTR in it. I think that would be a good comparison versus the Blob Eye with the FP Black. Plus, he has a built trans and I have a 6-speed. So I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun time. LOL, sorry, I'll learn how to type one of these days. Dude, you should. Have you seen my like typos and comments of videos before? Like, I am not one to judge people's like online typing and grammatical skills. Like, my phone autocorrects the to THR like half the time for some reason. Don't even know why. Don't even know why, but it does it. And I could go into the autocorrect feature and fix it. I'm too lazy to do that, to be honest. It took 3 days to do my parent turbo and let LOL. I work all day, though. I don't blame you.
a turbo inlet with the manifold on the car is awful to do. Trying to like force it in there is it doesn't want to go in. It just doesn't want to do it. If the clutch has gotten heavy, the clutch is either worn or getting close to it. I mean, but if the clutch was starting to get really worn, it would also start slipping. I don't know if the clutch is slipping or not either. That was in relation to the other question up there, where it was starting to feel like super heavy. Smedia, do you have a Discord server? If so, can I have the link? I do. It is in the community tab, like we touched on. It is in the community tab with an invite that does not expire, never expires. 2019 STI currently on stage 2. Is it safe to go for stage 3? Because saw a few STI blown on stage 3. Heavily depends on the tune and who is like, and like what all is encompassing in stage 3, and whose definition of stage 3 you're going on. Also, because say stage 3 is like different to one company than it is to another company. I don't know what your definition of stage 3 is either. Stage 3 is typically going to be like intake, catback, entire fuel system, fuel rails, fuel pumps, fuel pump, not pumps, fuel line, fuel pressure regulator, all that kind of stuff is really where I start to like draw the line at stage 3. But I don't know what your definition of stage 3 is, unfortunately. I have a hard time wanting to ride a motorcycle. Father was killed on. Ooh, this got dark real quick. I am sorry to hear about your dad, Eric. I do not blame you. I do not blame you, my friend. I've tried right-hand drive. It's confusing. It is. The major issues I've had with right-hand drive when like I first had my Skyline was the windshield wipers and the turn signals, because they're backwards compared to how they are here. So instead of windshield wipers being on the right, they're on the left, and the blinkers are not on the left, they're on the right. So every time I would try to turn left, I would just smack the little like the stick thing, the stick guy, the signal stick, and the windshield wipers was it was bad. It was bad. It was all over the place. The first Dodge Omni GL. Oh my gosh, chat! Don't do that. Oh my, I'm not as far back as I thought I was. GLH turn shell the GLHT, then the Shelby GLHS. I like this GLH terminology. I'm down for it. The 2017 WRX pedal is hard as well. Sometimes gritty. Throwing a new one in Saturday 36K. I have hot spots as well. Well, hopefully it does not happen again. Hopefully it does not happen again and this new clutch lasts you longer. Best interior detailer for the STI. I use Chemical Guys. It's a yellow like fluid in a clear bottle. I don't know what the name of it is. I think it's just Chemical Guys interior detailer. It's like a yellow spray, something along those lines. But Chemical Guys. I like Chemical Guys. They make good stuff. Do you mean the spicy sweet chili Doritos? No, man, all about the Cool Ranch. I'm all about Cool Ranch out here. Cool Ranch Doritos. I'm all about it. New shirt idea. Never going dry. I'm down for it. I'm down for it. We can make a never going dry shirt. You never want to go in dry. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't go in dry. You don't do that. Hey man, good looks on the fuel lines and fuel pressure regulator. Off topic, but how bright are those Subi Speed headlights for your 17 STI compared to OEM? Thinking about getting a set for my WRX. Well, to be completely honest, I sold those headlights off of that car a month of having them on there because I kind of liked the OEM ones a lot better. As for like brightness levels, I'd say if we're comparing it, the OEM headlights being 100% like bright, just we'll use that as a standard. The Subi Speed ones kind of fell into like 80 to 85% of what the OEM ones were. If you're looking to like retain brightness, OEM 100%. The newest video has so many good quotes. I have to go back and rewatch it because I don't remember what all those quotes are. I don't even know. The only one I remember is just don't go in dry. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. What's up with the STI build? Which one, Eli? Which one? We got more than one. We got two. The Blob Eye is coming along as it has been, and the 17 STI is still waiting for its motor as it has been. With you liking Mighty Car Mods, I thought you would have been a Ryobi man. I'm not a huge fan of Ryobi. I'm not a huge Ryobi person. I don't really care for Ryobi. Don't really care for it. I mean, I like Milwaukee. Was that my ear? I got like a ringing going on right now. Whoo! I just like Milwaukee. Good quality, fair prices, and I'm pretty sure it has a lifetime warranty on most of the Milwaukee stuff I buy. When will the SRT4 get done? When Matt has all the money to pay for the full rebuild on it. Like right now it has a built motor, the transmission, and a turbo in it. It needs a fuel system, an intake manifold, intercooler piping, brakes, tires, suspension. It needs a lot. The SRT needs a lot. The SRT's not mine either. It's Matt's car. Ryobi is the cheaper end of stuff. Is it? I don't know. Like I haven't really used Ryobi before. I've always just been a fan of, I don't know, Milwaukee. Like Milwaukee and Snap-on, I feel like are the go-to tools at like Home Depot, but they don't even sell Snap-on there. So Milwaukee, 100%. Still steering with LED steering, responsive headlights, lowered car problems. Love the channel. These, I believe there's like a small sensor on the rear control arm underneath the car. If that gets damaged, it messes up the like steering responsiveness. I know it also works in conjunction with the steering wheel a little bit. Not fun. I totally broke mine on my 17 STI because I just had the leveling ones where they would just go up and down, not left and right, and that broke long ago. Type RA short block, I see. Do they last longer than the regular STI stuff? So the Type RA short block has a revised ring gap on the piston. Same rods. Pistons redesigned a little bit. Same like block design. It's just those small changes, and they've been holding a lot more power, a lot more reliably. Ever deal with rough idle on cold starts? Cody, we talked about that. We talked about that, my man. We talked about that one. Thoughts on Royal Purple? Not a fan of Royal Purple. I ran Royal Purple on my old 350Z, and I've never seen an oil come out of a car more coagulated than that oil was. And there was nothing wrong with that car either. The oil just like coagulated up into chunks after 3,000 miles. Ever since then, I vowed I would never run Royal Purple again, and I have not ran Royal Purple since. An equal length or equal length header. My vote is always to go towards equal length. It's better efficiency. Like, I am all about efficiency whenever it comes to building any of my cars. I want things to flow as smoothly as possible. I want to be able to make the most power as possible and the most reliable. Especially with Subaru, swapping over to an equal length manifold is a lot more reliable than sticking with the unequal length manifold, because in cylinders 2 and 4 you have a lot longer runners, and it just gives a lot more time for things to heat up in those two runners and transmit that heat back up into the block, causing potentially more detonation in cylinders 2 and 4. So, I mean, equal length for me on that one. Would you be willing to help me do a clean install for the Iag Aos V3? If I had the space and the time, I would totally be down to help you guys with installing parts, but I don't have anywhere to be able to like help you guys do this. I have half of a garage, and that half of the garage is always taken up by one of the cars. I don't have the space, unfortunately. But we've been going for almost about an hour and a half now. I gotta hop off. I got some other things that I gotta take care of tonight. I got to do a little bit of editing. I still have to work on the car a little bit also, but I did want to hop on for a little while. But I do appreciate everyone swinging through tonight. If I did not get to your question tonight, next live stream will be on Friday at like 6 to 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So normal schedule for live streams. Next video upload will be Thursday morning. That'll be doing like external wastegate up pipe, getting the turbo fitted in the 05 STI, and getting some other stuff on there knocked out as well. I'll show you guys like the retrofitted location for the fuel pressure regulator. But like I said, appreciate the donuts tonight. You guys are awesome. You guys kill it every single time on these live streams. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your guys' work week, and I will catch you guys in the next stream on Friday night. So peace out, home.